Last year, BC saw one of its largest donations to the art scene as the Lind family donated $1 million to help support emerging artists here in Vancouver. 1 year on, the Lind Emerging Artist Award remains one of the highest accolades in the country, with $25,000 awarded to an artist excelling in video, film, and media. The award aims to support the growth of art here in BC, and it's a vision shared by the Polygon Gallery, an organization that supports local and emerging artists. Joining us now is the gallery's executive director, Reid Shire. Thank you for being here, Reid.
It's a pleasure.
You have worked as a curator and director for galleries across Vancouver and Canada, overseeing numerous gallery opening nights. Tell me about the Lind Prize, the history of this award, and how your gallery hosted and showed the 2025 Lind Prize.
The Lind Prize began almost 9 years ago. Rogers Communication was looking for a way to honor an outgoing executive, Phil Lind, who was a dear friend and an amazing advocate for contemporary art in Canada, and he had a particular soft spot for artists in British Columbia. At the time, we felt it would be the best way to honor him to develop a prize that helped and supported the growth of younger artists. It's an often difficult time coming out of art school when you're establishing a career. Vancouver's an extremely expensive city, and until you start to sell work later on, often in your practice, those early years can be tremendously hard. So the philosophy of the prize was really to promote and to advocate for young artists as they started to professionalize.
It's important to get all eyeballs on the work. Your gallery recently hosted Works for the Lind Prize, a notable accolade aimed at supporting emerging artists. Can you tell me about the kind of work that you saw on display during this exhibition?
Well, there is an opportunity for your audiences to see it for another week. I think one of the things that I was surprised at and really interested in seeing was the diversity of approaches. I think artists who are working with film and video with camera technology have spent an enormous amount of time, as we all do, in a virtual environment. The works in the Lind Prize really kind of explode the idea of what a photograph or a film could be, often incorporating sculpture, often incorporating an environment. It's a very physical space, and each of the works takes the idea of something that's two-dimensional and turns it into something three-dimensional and experiential. So they're really pushing the idea of imagery out back into the world, and I think that's something that I personally found particularly intriguing. In 2024, the Lind family donated $1 million to the prize pool. That's a sizable donation. How is it being used, and how does it help emerging artists? Well, the $1 million goes into an endowment. The endowment will put back out a certain amount of money every second year for the Biennale, and that's in perpetuity. So it's established a way for us to fund an exhibition that will showcase a selection of young artists in British Columbia every second year and award one of them a prize of $25,000. We never have to fundraise for that again. So that money has established that fund and that prize and that exhibition forever. So it's a tremendous responsibility on us right now to really use that money wisely to showcase as many young artists as we possibly can. You work alongside artists day in and day out. What is the Vancouver art scene like, and why is it important to support upcoming artists? Well, Phil Lind saw in British Columbia a unique place that produced a tremendous caliber of artistry for the scale and size of the city. We're a relatively small city, but the visual artists that are coming out of here are being recognized around the globe. And there's many theories about why that's happening, but it's a very distinct and very unique culture here. And there's been a steady stream of world-class artists that have been produced in British Columbia for quite a long time now. And we have an opportunity as a gallery to help further that there's very few galleries of our scale that are as funded as well as we are, that have the capacity to show the world's best artists as well as the best young artists coming out of here. So bringing people in, helping send them out, helping establish careers is something that we believe is a strong responsibility for us.
Okay, and for the public to show up and support emerging artists.
Absolutely.
Reid, thank you so much for being here.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.